What's going on, everybody? It is Panda here. I'm just gonna call myself Panda from now on because it's getting far too complicated me saying my PSN, my gamer tag, my channel name, so you can all just call me Panda from now on. Alright, now I was initially supposed to upload this tonight, but since my computer hates me, decided to corrupt all of the video that I recorded last night, so I'm gonna have to redo this part. So without further ado, we will start off where we left. Now where are we? Keep drifting further away. Oh, that's right. Okay. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light grey ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk. My numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out of under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. Way to be abrupt about it, Hisao. Jeez. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here? Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class the question remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. Oh man, I've got a cough at the moment. I'll clear my throat, you know. Alright, I'll stop talking. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. ... She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. I remember doing that. So bored in school. What else to do? Just, you know, you gotta get that eraser perfectly flat. ... Ahahaha, sorry, Shichan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Hichan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. ... Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too? Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. Wahahaha, I don't know, Hichan. The truth is it's a local event and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. ... Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out with me a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. ... Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. ... Exclamation mark. Now, it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Ha 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 ha! The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles and Yelpa quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though brushing it off without a care. ... We're in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shichan. What? That's right, Hichan. Are you asking about because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group and no one seems to notice her but me. I have to burp. Excuse me. I glance at the teacher who's also looking at the dark haired girl to go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hichan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. ... Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. ... Yay! Wahahaha! Okay, Hichan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. ... Yes it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really. I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune? I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, then it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. Challenge accepted. Oh. I've never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. ... Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. ... Ha ha ha, you're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Wahahaha! Oh god, I hate that face. Ugh. Shizune pushes her glasses up on the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. Ha! I'm right, you're wrong. I'd argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. ... Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? Ha ha ha, that's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess... Excuse me. At my old school, I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there is a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favour eating in a classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? ... Right, Shichan, okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again and Misha straightens her posture as if is about to deliver a speech. I had a dream. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There is a book club, right, Shichan? Right, but it seems like they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, it's a really popular club. ... Ah, okay, but more to the point, Hichan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. ... Good, great, that's great, Hichan, really great, ha 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 ha, wah ha 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 ha. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hichan, other than clubs and the up-and-coming festival, there is one other thing. Student council! I see, I didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. If you can hear my laptop in the background, it's going like a bat out of hell, and I don't know why, because nothing else is open, so I'm sorry if all you can hear is a shhh from my fucking fan and my laptop. God damn. I'm pretty sure that I've already read that. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion. In a matter of speaking, after all, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. ... Ha ha ha. Right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely, you should join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Shichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shichan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. ... Ha ha ha, of course we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to... So you're admitting that? ... Ha 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 ha, no, we'd admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course it would be nice if you joined, and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they already are pretty cute to begin with. Well... ... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hichan. What? No! No! Aw, see, Hichan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. ... Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Hichan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. ... Wahahaha, that's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Oh, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? ... Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline. ... Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. ... In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past the goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. We had the same sort of thing in our school, but it was called coin rugby, where you'd like hit the coin from one edge of the desk to the other, and you have to flick the coin when it gets to the other edge of the desk, catch it, and then shoot the coin with your fingers through a goalpost that the person on the other end of the desk makes. Fun shit, I'm telling you. Who needs to do work in school when you've got games like that to play? Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hichan. ... And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hichan. Wahahaha, that means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Hahaha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even know anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. ... Okay, Hichan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. You don't know any games, Hisao. God damn. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can play after school. ... Oh, whoa. Oh, okay. Thought I just skipped 2 paragraphs. Ah, really, Hichan? We can play just for fun, Hichan. Hichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hichan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. Wahahaha. I grimaced to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for a show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Aww. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I'd been considering it nevertheless. I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like I'm a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. Wahahaha, what's wrong, Hichan? ... That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down and play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. They'll break out the whips and all that sort of stuff. Oh, man. Whew. Just a regular Saturday night for me, though. I'm kidding. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason it just seems like it would be so plausible. Don't put it behind you. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly? ... That's not true, Hichan. Hichan says that when their life is threatened, people show the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hand behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely? Oh man. Decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the centre surrounded by chairs and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer, just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else, in fact nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? Dot dot dot. No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Dot dot dot. Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hand together very energetically. Dot dot dot. Hachan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Dot dot dot. Shichan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Shichan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! Dot dot dot. Shichan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. Ha 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 ha! You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more yeah, I'm having trouble with that too. Yeah, same as you, Misha. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Dot dot dot. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures, Misha looking daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Shichan. Shichan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. What is that? Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. That's childlike mischief? I never looked like that when I was getting up to mischief when I was a child. Never. Dot dot dot. She says you have no chance if you keep playing that like this. No, you won't. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensively here. It's likely that she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up and I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself attentively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Jersey Shore style. Alright. Dot dot dot. Wahahaha, Hachan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean Hachan, not me. Dot dot dot. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. Dot dot dot. I thought you'd have more guts, how disappointing. Ambition, Hachan, your play needs to be more daring. Ambition! Dot dot dot. I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hachan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hachan. That's why the game's called Risk. Damn. What's it to her if I played too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. Whoa. Dot dot dot. I wonder if you'd even be any good for the student council. Whoa! What's this, reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. Yeah, you fucking tell him this out. You tell him. Dot dot dot. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to talk me into joining this council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can't make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at any of the other clubs yet, and these two, they're a little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the clubs before I decide. Really, Hichan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah, I'm just not sure that I want to. Aw. ... Okay, Hichan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around. ... Come on, we could really have fun. We could play more Risk and maybe one day you could beat me unless we graduate before that. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know. ... Wahahaha, surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game you know then to give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Oh, that's cold, Hichan. That is pretty cold. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realise I've spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. ... It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shichan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Alright, I'm going to stop it there. I'll see you guys on the flip side.